Hello, everyone. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Stavros. Stavros is from Denver, in Colorado, in the USA. So let's see what Stavros has to say. Enjoy the interview. Perfect. It's perfect.
Okay, cool.
So just before I start, is my name your name right? Stravos or Stravos?
Uh, Stavros.
Stavros.
Yeah, but
Stavros.
if you want, Steve is fine too.
Ah, so what people call you, Steve or Stavros?
My whole life is both.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Which one you feel more kind of cozy? You like the more people, it sounds better in your ears? Both?
Yeah, because back then the Greeks, they all told them to make it American, but uh, so Stephanos is the crown, which is Stephen, which is Steve. Stavros comes from stave or spike, but
Yeah.
then Christianity made it the cross. So they
Wow.
couldn't really call us crucifix or cross. So they just called us, but they never called us Steve. But legally on my ID, it's Steve, but nobody called me Steve. So it's both my name, whatever.
Okay, I'm gonna call you Stavros then.
Okay.
So Stavros, how are you today?
Yeah, I'm good, man. How are you?
Very well. Thanks so much for taking the time today for the interview. Thank you very much.
Of course.
So tell me, how's your morning going so far? How's your day been so far?
Good. I slept in and woke up in a good mood. That's always nice.
Amazing. And tell me, where are you from, Stavros?
I grew up here in Denver, Colorado, and me and my brother both moved to New York City together when I was 18. And then I got injured as a firefighter in Brooklyn and came back home. And I love being back in Colorado.
I see. But all your family are in Colorado as well, in Denver?
Yeah, they're here and in Greece. Yeah.
Amazing. And
Yeah.
what's the best part of living in Denver, in Colorado, in your opinion?
The hikes, the spring flowers, which are about to bloom, are amazing, and the hot springs.
Wow.
They're
And
sublime.
tell me, what do you do for work, for living, Stavros?
So I'm a clinical herbalist for animals,
Mm-hmm.
mainly dogs, sometimes cats. Uh, I was trained in people, but I self-trained in animals.
Wow. So tell me a little bit about your profession, about your journey so far.
While I was a firefighter, a dog was dumped off at my firehouse, and she didn't have pads on the bottom of her feet, and so she she was brain damaged, so she had a really funny walk, and she was vomiting and having seizures and self mutilating and crapping blood, and all the vets told me to put her down. Well, they told the captain to put her down, and I fell in love with her because she was so cool and happy. And I went bankrupt on vets very fast. And then I started obsessing about anything I could do. And I read about an herb called comfrey leaf, which makes new skin. And so I made what's called a poultice, which is like if you take a cup of herb and add just enough hot water to make it very strong, and then I wrapped her pads with that and another herb, antimicrobial herb, with it together. And the next morning, I took off the wrapping, and I saw like a saran wrap paper thin layer of brand new skin, and I got spirit chills, like I was vibrating like a generator. And from there, you know, we treated everything, and I put myself through 10 years of school, and just a lot of blessings, man. More than anything, I think just a lot of blessings.
Wow. And is the dog in your in this picture in your wall? This is the dog?
Yeah, she passed away last June. She was 14 and a half.
Wow. What was her name?
Wilma.
Oh my God, it's the name of my mom.
Oh,
So sweet, so sweet, Wilma.
I love that name so much, man.
It's my mom's name. Oh my goodness, what a coincidence. I love it. Wow, wow. Okay, so through the journey, I'm going to explore a little bit more about your career, about your point of views in life, and your just something, the interesting thing about your life, okay?
Of course.
Stavros, are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and to share your point of views?
Yeah.
Amazing. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So this best friend, okay? Full of random fun questions. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to play a song just for us to relax a bit before the first question, okay?
Okay.
Let's do it. Okay, Stavros, before we start the game, during the journey, if comes up a question that you don't want to talk about for some reason, you don't want to answer, always can change, okay?
Okay.
First question for you is, if you could meet yourself when you were 15 years old again, what advice would you give to yourself at the time?
Oh man, it would definitely be to love myself as I am.
Tell me why.
Oh, I mean, I think we all. I was a very hyperactive kid. I never understood. I never understood anything in school. I was always all my Izod shirts. I used to chew them. I had eating disorders, so I could never really sit with myself. But I didn't know that at the time, and you know, back then they thought you're just a bad kid, and they would just punish you more. I think there's always a little voice that we ignore that kind of tells you everything is okay or gives you insight. I think I wish I had more of a connection to my higher self back then. More, you know, support.
Absolutely. And when you think about your childhood, what's the best memory that comes to your mind?
I would say being in my grandma's village where the animals, you know, the goats and the sheep grazed all day. I just loved being with the animals. Those are my best memories.
Okay, next one. Let's do it. Next question for you is, if you were in a circus, yeah, which character would you like to be and why?
If I was in a circus?
Which character would you like to be and why?
Oh man, there's this really cool guy. He's man, I forget what he is. I think he's the lizard man. And he has like a really long tongue, and he puts a cigarette through the hole of his tongue, and he's covered in tattoos that make him look like a lizard. I just think he's really cool.
Amazing. Do you like going in a circus? Just watch the shows?
I like going to animal sanctuaries. Yeah.
And there are a few there in Denver, in Colorado?
They're everywhere.
Wow.
A lot of people go to circuses or they go to the zoo, but they don't realize like the animal sanctuaries is these animals are, you know, saved from slaughterhouses, and now they're being treated like kings and queens.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Next one. Let's do it. Before the next question, tell me what's the best part of being a clinical herbalist for pets? Yeah, for animals. What's the best part of the? What's the biggest joy of it? And also the flip side. What is the most challenging part, in your opinion?
The biggest joy for me is people that are so grateful that their animal's not suffering anymore because they've been chasing their tails. And just for me, it's for the animal. It gives me so much joy that, imagine itching and scratching all day long and all these things that we hate when we experience for 1 hour. If we're nauseous for an hour, they can't speak. So it gives me a lot of joy. That's what makes me the happiest. The biggest frustration for me is, let me talk to my vet about that. And it's like, you have to understand that the veterinarian is trained in a specific way, and we respect that training the same way we respect a priest's training. So if you go to a priest and you say, I want to meditate, they're going to give you the Bible. Or, if you say, I want to learn about the Quran, that's not their training. So for me, it's about people understanding that if you're going to go to an herbalist, it's like going to a personal trainer. It's a different system. And so it's frustrating because sometimes I think people love the idea, I'm going to go natural, but they don't understand that in nature, for example, Western medicine is very simple. You take one pill, it has 24-hour extended release. You don't have to do anything. Herbalism is much more interactive, and it's 4 times a day because the body is meant to use the herbs. It's like if you have a bite of an apple, you're not finished for the day because your receptors are meant to take in that nutrition. So that's where I feel people sometimes fall a little short, and I get disappointed because for me, I did so much, but at the time it felt like experiencing the miracles was just so worth it, and I never thought it was work.
I see. And in your opinion, nowadays, people, they are more, let's say, informed about the herbalistic treatments. They are more aware. People, they understand more, and they look professionals to treat the animals, or not? Do you think still they need to get more information out there?
I think people by nature want to have an authority figure, and they are afraid to do harm. Mm-hmm. And if they themselves haven't experienced being treated with herbal medicine, they don't know. And that's really what it's about in life, is just growing. And you're not the same person you were 25 years ago. We know so many things through our experiences. So that's what I think.
Okay. Yeah. Next question for you is, tell us a funny story or a moment that happened to you when you were a child at school.
A funny moment that happened to me when I was a child at school. I think I was in detention because of my hyperactivity, and they didn't have enough space for the bad kids. So they stuck me with this girl, and I had a magic trick with me, and I was doing the magic trick on her, and my teacher walked in, and he was laughing, and then he let me finish the magic trick. That's all I could think of.
Did you like school?
I hated school. I hated being in a chair. I felt like I was chained down, and I just wanted to escape all the time.
Funny. Next question, Stavros. Let's do it. Next question for you is, which person do you send more text messages to? Which person you are more in touch with through your day?
Probably my buddy Zach. And we're always in some sort of crazy personality that we've created. Usually it's greedy characters, crazy Greek ladies that used to get on my nerves that now I've decided I'm going to be that person. So we just back and forth, joke around.
Right. Next question. Let's do it. Stavros, when I was checking your profile, I could see something there about, I made a note of it, about abuse of factory farms industry. Yeah? Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I just think that we don't realize that just for us personally, the vibration of the suffering that these animals have enters our body, number one. Number two, the fat profile of an animal that, say, a cow that ate grass and got vitamin D from the sun, the fat profile of that cow is high in omega-3s, which are anti-inflammatory. But the fat profile of a cow that has eaten genetically modified shit all its life and been tortured, and what it's eating is actually cancer causing. Now, to go on to the treatment of these poor animals, like, for example, chickens, all the chickens, no matter where you get them from, now they grow to be full grown in 6 weeks. And they're supposed to grow in 6 months. So that's the exact equivalent of a 2-month baby weighing 611 pounds. They can't stand on their own feet because their legs break. And when they do autopsies on them, they see that they've all had heart attacks because their heart can't handle. And if you remember when you're a teenager experiencing growing pains, I mean, imagine the torture, the horrible life they have. And the original chicken, just like all birds, lay eggs once a month. Imagine giving birth every single day, the torture of that, all your calcium being depleted. It's all shit, man. It's terrible. We spend so much money on our iPhones and this and that and blah, blah, blah. But we also don't really know, because there's only a few corporations, 5 corporations that control all the food supply. For me, I'm plant-based because I just can't. And to be honest, in visiting animal sanctuaries, I really see the soul in all of these animals, and it's not for me. No judgment on anybody else. But I just think the treatment of animals across the world it's horrible. It's all greed.
Wow. And do you think nowadays it's getting worse or it's getting better, in our opinion, like regarding that?
I think that there's a lot of misinformation on what can be labeled natural or free range. They have so many different clauses. If you actually look, it's like what happens is, or if they say antibiotic free, that's not true because they put antibiotics in the embryo. And if they say natural, actually the truth is the natural is after they've killed the animal, the minimal processing they do. So it has nothing to do with the horrible life it lived. So I don't think it's getting better. I think it's just corporations are very smart in tricking people into thinking they're doing something healthy or good.
All right. Next question for you is, who is your biggest hero and why?
I would have to say Martin Luther King. Uh, just an earth angel who had love in his heart and just wanted to see peace and harmony amongst the human race, and who was also very, very strong within himself. He's he's probably my biggest idol.
Wow.
Gandhi's a badass too.
If you had the opportunity to ask him a question, what that would be?
Oh man, I would really love to know what kind of source he had within himself to have that kind of strength, what he went through silently, how he felt,
Okay. Ready for another question?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Next one.
Okay.
Next question for you is, how would you describe a perfect friendship?
Oh, a perfect friendship for me is somebody who genuinely cares about you and will always be honest and communicate in a loving way. Someone who's really going to tell you what your shit is and not just agree with you. Yeah.
And your best friends, they live in also in Denver or not?
Yeah, I have really good friends here, and then I'm on the phone all the time with my old friends in New York.
Wow. How long did you live in New York for?
25 years.
Wow, that was a long period. Tell me what was the best part of waking up in New York City every single day?
The energy is so strong. And I was younger, so I had testosterone running through my balls, and I just would jump on my bike and fly from the East Village to Queens to Brooklyn, back and forth. The cultures, exploring all the cultures, their food, their music, just observing. I mean, and New Yorkers don't give a. And so you can be yourself, and that's what I really love about New York. And they actually are people that will help you. They really do. You would think it would be the opposite, but they're very helpful.
Very interesting. Next question. Let's do it. Before the next question, tell me, if I would come to Denver for the very first time, what's place that I should go or should visit? What's the postcards of Denver?
Oh man, it would for sure be probably a soak in strawberry fields in the hot springs, and probably a hike before that.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Next question is, what is your luck number and why you consider that?
I love 7. Why? Well, I'm a life path 7, but I've always liked the number 7 before I knew that. It's a spiritual number. All the numbers originally had a spiritual meaning. 1 is creation, 2 is union, 3 is creativity, 4 is stability, 5 is freedom, 6 is beauty, 7 is spirituality, 8. 9s are the sweethearts of the world, like the UNICEF types, and 10 is completion.
Wow, I love that. I really like it. I'll tell you something now, Stavros. Before I left Brazil, when I was 19 years old, I went to astrologer, just to talk about things, And he said to me that my lucky number was 3. And as you said, I knew it. I already knew it somehow. oh my God, when he told me that, I was like, oh my God, it's funny you saying that, because for some reason I have connection with three. And it's interesting because I could tell you so many events in my life that it happened. No, 13, the 3rd, 23rd. I came to Europe on the 13th of March, to Portugal. I came to London, to live in London, 13th of March as well. And I could tell you my current job, I started on 23rd of January. So there is always a lot of events in my life that is three connected, always.
Yeah, yeah. That's
Is it?
awesome, man.
It happened to you as well with 7?
Yeah, I also see a lot of times 111, 1111, 333, 444. I kind of feel like they're little messages from above.
Wow. Okay. 3 questions left for you. Let's do it.
Okay.
In your mind, it's like, my God, I can't believe I see this crazy guy dance in front of me.
Well, actually, in my mind, I'm like, let's party, but I'm keeping my arms still.
Just join me. Next question is, who is a celebrity you admire and why?
I like Jim Carrey a lot. I feel like spiritually he's very connected. So I like him a lot.
As I can see, you are a very spiritual person. Yeah. Tell me, when was the moment that you felt connected with your spirituality? Tell me something that you go like, you know what? That's my journey of being spiritual. There was a moment, or you always been this way?
So I suffered a lot with a ton of shoulder issues when I was in EMS in New York City. From you just carry like 500-pound people up and down flights of stairs. And I went to a Polish healer that a lot of Polish people were waiting in line for, and he couldn't hear or speak, which is, of course, a lot of times very special people have their own issues, but he pinched both of my toes, and the energy that ran so strong up my body was making my head go. And we were both smiling at each other's eyes, and he was saying to me with his eyes, "You like that, huh?" And after that, I was doing construction at an apartment where the two people were out of town, and it was lunchtime, and I laid on the bed just to relax, and naturally my eyes went to the light bulb on the ceiling, and I started vibrating like a generator, and I was like, oh my God. And I was trying to hold on to it because I knew that it was temporary. And I had a vision that I, from the side, swooped into that Polish healer's body. And in my own body, I could feel where he had issues. And that's where I learned that that's how to work on somebody, is to swoop into their energy field and just send energy to that area until it goes away. Usually you have experienced a lot of breakdowns after you have breakthroughs, because now like you start seeing life from a different lens. But that was it for me. That was probably 2008. And I was a firefighter at the time also. So I'm like in the basement of the firehouse reading spiritual books, kind of hiding from the guys, because I really wanted to understand energy healing. And I was like a kid in a candy store, and I was starting to go to channeled healing circles and all these things, but I kept it secret until one of the guys' wives was really suffering through chemotherapy. And I told him, hey man, would she be interested in me doing some energy healing on her? And after that, they started calling me the Wizard or Dr. Death.
That's funny.
Depending on their belief system.
Amazing. 2 questions left. Let's do it.
Okay.
There you go. In the end, I can see you moving a little bit more. Tell me a little bit, Stavros, when you think about your career back in New York, yeah, as a firefighter, tell me something that you're never gonna forget, like a moment or an event that happened in your career back then that you go like, you know what, that event I would never forget.
I mean, there's many. The saddest one was a deceased dog where his paws were in the cage and he was frozen like that because he probably died from smoke inhalation. Because Wilma was so special needs, there was a fire where the fire was everywhere, and I thought, oh my God, who's going to take care of Wilma? I feel guilty. I didn't think about my family. I didn't think about anything else. I was like, who's going to take care of my little girl?
Oh, amazing. Oh, it's sweet. It's sweet, those, the connection we have with animals that, it's so powerful. And sometimes people, they don't understand the connection. So it's so strong. And, it's beautiful. It's a connection like we have with our family or friends or, people around us. And
even more.
Yeah, absolutely, because they are so
they take all our stuff on.
Yeah,
I believe they're from the angelic realm. They take all our stuff on. They know when we're not doing well. They're so loving. They don't give a if we look like it doesn't matter. They're unconditional, and they have so much to teach us because they live in the present moment.
Absolutely. Okay,
Yeah.
Next question for you is, what is a negative thing that happened to you that came out as a positive thing in the end?
I mean, I would say it was Wilma. I was tearing my hair out coming home to a bloodbath because she would, they gave 3M made the strongest cones they could, and she would smash them and then chew her feet off. So I was tearing my hair out. Like, it was absolutely horrible. I was bankrupt, but I loved her so much, and she was so happy. And she wanted to get better, which was amazing. And the fact that she let me do all the treatments, and she would just lay on her back, looking into my eyes, just trusting me. That journey together was just a fairy tale, but for everybody else, it was a nightmare. The firefighters, everybody was always feeling so sorry for me, and they thought, they wanted to help me by talking to me about putting her down, but they had no idea that I was experiencing miracle after miracle. And so I would say that changed my life, and it was pretty rough, but we hung in there together.
When I was checking her pictures, I could see that her tongue was out of her mouth. It was something connected with the incident, or she already had?
Brain damage. She always had.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, she had brain damage, and the whole left side is deformed also. So she had a funny walk.
Wow. You believe that she meant to be with you?
Yeah, because when the first time I saw her eyes, I was like, I know her.
Wow.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Right. Are you ready for the last one?
Yeah.
Last question. Let's do it.
All
I want to
right.
see your arms again. I want to see your arms again dancing. Amazing. Before the last question, as I can see how much you still love Wilma. She's always going to be there anyway in your life, and she's always going to be part of your life. But tell me, what's the biggest lesson you've learned through her? since the first time when you met her?
So anytime I would cry when she was sick, she would reject me. And now I touch her box of her ashes and I vibrate. But if I'm in a negative state of mind, nothing. So she really keeps me from, she always did. She keeps me, me keeping myself in check. Because it hurts me if I don't feel her, and then I know that I'm coming from a low vibration. Say I'm in a shitty mood or whatever. So I know that I need to check myself. And always throughout her life, I needed to check myself. She had no time for drama, zero. No Greek drama for her.
Wow. I could hear a dog barking now. Do you have another dogs in your house?
No, fortunately, the neighbor's dog knows when I'm home. And when I'm home, he screams and I go and give him a treat. So he knows I'm here and he's pissed off because I always give him treats. So that's what you're hearing. He's pissed off because he's like, "Where's my food, man?"
Do you want to go and give one to him, or you're okay to wait?
He's okay. Gonna get a lot.
Okay.
Unless it's bothering you, I'll go give him a treat.
No, it doesn't. I mean, it's up to you. If it's a quick one.
Yeah, it's 15 seconds.
Okay, I'll let you. Good. Amazing. Last question for you is, who in your family you would trade place with and why, if you could, just for a day?
Probably my sister. She's an amazing energy healer and a wonderful mom. Just a wonderful person. Yeah.
What's the biggest similarity between both of you and the biggest difference?
Well, I would say about 15 years ago, her whole body was full of boils. And because I was not much of a brother, because I left so young, I knew in the spiritual world, they say boils are rage that is held in. So I bought her 10 sessions with a Reiki master, and that's when she got activated to be a healer. I think that's kind of a beautiful soul connection. And you said you wanted to know what's the worst thing that I have with her?
No, the difference between both of you.
Oh, the difference. Oh, man. She's a really smart businesswoman. Yeah. Everything she does is sold out. She charges appropriately, where for me, I could be a little bit of Obamacare with animals. And then I'm like, oh my God, I'm bankrupt.
Okay. It's just you. It's just your heart. It's too big. Okay, it's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game. Okay, I'm going to give away some words. Just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking, okay? So, I hope you are enjoying the interview. Before we do the word association game, don't forget to give a like. Don't forget to share this video. And also, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Just click on the button right there. Thank you so much and enjoy the word association game. One word for family.
Love.
Money.
Greed.
One word for love.
Connection.
Life.
Expansion.
Sex.
Probably connection again.
Politics.
Not interested.
Religion.
It has its place.
Like that. Fear.
I mean, fear stops every growth. You're stuck when you're in fear.
One word for friendship.
Companionship,
desire,
creativity.
regret,
Oof. Can I do it again? That's my word for regret. Can I do it again?
I like it, success,
Differently.
success,
Uh, just feeling comfortable.
okay, one word for wish,
Um, being open to receive.
happiness,
Peace.
one word for Denver,
Earthy.
one word for New York City,
Crazy.
in a good way,
Yes.
one word for USA,
One word for USA. Safety.
one word for clinical herbalist for pets, one word.
Miracles.
And the last one now, if you could define Wilma in one word, what that would be?
Courageous.
Beautiful. Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your lovely sister, yeah, the one you talked about, for a coffee, and I'm going to ask her, what is the most beautiful thing about Stavros, and what's something that he still needs to work on, to improve on? What she would say?
She would probably say my generosity, and also what I need to work on is choosing better people. You know, sometimes we like projects. We don't like everybody that's perfect.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Sometimes we tend to go to the challenging journey. You know what I mean?
Well, sometimes you have more empathy with people that you identify with their suffering, and you
Yeah,
know they can work through it and be their better version of themselves, and you want to support that.
for sure. Okay, let's play now. Stavros and the Magic Box, and you can ask me a question. You can ask me a question now, Stavros.
Yeah, I'm curious to know what you've experienced through talking with people and how you've grown and learned, and what made you or what makes you enjoy this so much.
Okay, beautiful question. I'll tell you something now. I've been doing the show for the last 2 years. I started doing the Magic Box, and you have no idea how much I've grown as a person. You have no idea my point of views. Some topics in my life that for me wasn't very clear, like taboos, and talking to people have no idea how much it's being opening my mind, being spiritual, everything about things that for me wasn't very explained, or I didn't understand much. It's something that maybe I didn't agree with. And just talking to so many people around the world, from different backgrounds, different beliefs, different point of views, you have no idea how much I've grown to be a better person. Oh my God, I'm so grateful for this opportunity that I'm working on the Magic Box, because I have no idea, connect with people around the world, see them talk about, their lives. My goodness, talking to you now about something that I never heard before about, this profession that you do. Beautiful, so beautiful. And I was checking your profile a little bit. I was like, oh my God, that's amazing. I never met anyone who does the job that you do right now, helping pets, helping animals, now in a way that I never seen before. I've seen people helping people, healing, but I never seen people doing that for animals. And trust me, I can't wait to share this experience, this talk with friends, and having these moments. And not just that, I can't wait as well for people to watch this interview, just for them to understand a bit more, and also to support more. You know what I mean? As you said, people that need to be more open-minded or understanding about that as well. And just having this brief talk that you had, for sure, some people they might appreciate that, and they might understand and see in a different eyes. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
The second part of the question is what makes me like do the magic box. I'll tell you something now. The same passion that you have about helping animals, healing animals, is the same passion that I have doing the show. You have no idea, Stavros, how much, I meant to do that. When this idea came along in 2020, when I was in a dark place because of the COVID crisis, you have no idea how beautiful this idea came along to me. And I do with so much pleasure. Like for me, that's I could do that 24 hours, no stop, because for me, it's something so powerful. I feel so lucky to be able to connect with so many people around the globe, and also at the same time letting my guests connect with other people as well around the globe. So if I would see someone doing that, I'll feel like, oh my goodness, I would love to be doing that. So I'm
Yeah.
literally living something that it meant to be for me for some reason. So that's what moves me. That's what makes me do more and more. I'm gonna reach 900 guests on the show so far, in less than a month, and I don't feel like I feel like I've done because I've done so many interviews already with people, but I don't feel like it's 900 because it's for me it's something that I do every day. You know what I mean? I work the Matchbox every single day. So yeah, that's the biggest joy for me, and I love a lot. I just want to carry on doing and doing more and more because it just brings me happiness, brings me the best in me. Doing the show. So yeah, that's my answer to you.
Beautiful. That's awesome, man. You bring people together.
Somehow, as I said, at the same time as well, that I feel that I'm opening my mind for some reason, listen to people talking about experiences in life. At the same time as well, people that are open their other minds. I could tell you so many stories that people send me messages saying, William, I watched this interview and this interview helped me somehow, or connect with some other people as well. There's so many stories I read that people, that have known that people, they connect because of the show or something happened to them. They watch the interview. And when I receive those messages, it brings my heart gets bigger because it's so powerful to see I'm doing something that brings me joy at the same time as well. People that are enjoying it. People not just who participate on the Magic Box, but people who watch the Magic Box as well. So there are so many people that they never be on the show and they watch it and they send a lovely message to me, and I just feel like, oh my goodness, it's crazy how when you do something with passion, people, even though if they don't know you, but they can feel the energy, they can feel it, and that's so beautiful.
Yeah, man. That's amazing.
I just hope you had a good time. Did you enjoy the interview?
Yeah, it was fun hanging out.
Thank you so much for bringing
Thank
your energy, and also thanks so much for talking about your life and also about your profession, what you do. That's again, it's about educating people and helping people as well. And so thanks so much for being part of the show. But before you go, if you can share a positive message or something that you live by.
I would say for a positive message or something to live by is to follow your passion. Everybody has something that they love or they fantasize about, and then they push it away, and it's like, no, that's you, that's yours, just specifically for you. That would be my message, is to follow something that somehow feels good inside. Follow that guidance.
Amazing. Stavros, thanks so much for the interview. It was a pleasure, and enjoy your weekends. Okay, thank you so much, and keep in touch.
Okay, thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye. So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com and send us a request saying why would you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye bye, see you next time.